Welcome back to Big Brisk TV. On this episode, I'm going to be talking about how watches wear. When I search for a watch or information on a particular watch, I have a comfort zone, ideal range of the size of watch. I have a 7-inch wrist, and I like my watches between 39 and 40 millimeters. That would be ideal. And most of my watches fall within that range. For instance, this watch, this Sarks 075, is listed as 39.3 millimeters in diameter for the watch, so overall watch width, and 11.1 millimeters in thickness. Now, therein comes the issue. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that today in this episode, so stay tuned. Oh, I always forget something. Also, I just picked up another watch. It was just delivered. I have the package here. I'm going to hide my information, but the box is here. It's unopened, and I'm going to open it here with you. A kind of a makeup for the unbagging debacle that happened on my last video with the straps. By the way, the straps did come in, and I have some here, so I'm gonna go into this a little bit later toward the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. So let's get right into it. Matter of fact, when I'm looking for a watch, and most of my watches fall between the 39 to 40 millimeter diameter, with the exception of this one watch. This is the this is the SSB 409. And because of the style of this watch, it's listed as 41 millimeter in diameter. I forget the thickness, but I wasn't really concerned about that because this is a tool watch, or a sport watch, so the size really didn't bug me that much. But the majority of my watches are going to be dress watches, and so in that instance, I'm really concerned about the diameter and the thickness. I want it to be able to slide under your shirt sleeve cuff easily. And so I'm going to unbox this new watch that I just received and compare it with, say, this watch or my field watch. And some of you may notice that my box is looking a little empty, and I'll explain a little bit about that now. In a minute. So let's get right to the unboxing. I can't wait to see what's in here. I think I know what's in here, but I grabbed this knife out of my kitchen set. I wanted to get a cool knife that I could use in the unboxings and whatever, but here in New York, it's tough to get mail order knives. So I do have a cool knife. I forget the brand right now, but it is a full tang Scandi grind knife, and I use that when I go outdoors, when I go camping. Comes with a sheath, which is cool. It was inexpensive, but it's really nice. It's developing a nice patina on the blade. Maybe I'll show that in another video, but let's get this thing unwrapped. Okay, there we have it, the Seiko box. And now I see it's a lift-off box, so this is the SRP E45 Presage. And let's just get into it here. Come on, open, man. Another box. All right, inside here I have 2 cards, blank. Oh no, on the warranty card it says luxury. I don't know what that's supposed to do, but when you get these Seiko watches, you can easily go on the website and register your watch if you're wondering about the warranty information or stuff like that. So let's get into this. All right. Okay, got some foam, card, and here it is. SRPE 45. Let's see what else. Nothing else in the box. Let's put this off to the side. And hey buddy, my son just got up. He's out here banging doors. What does that say? Let's see. Not returnable if tag is removed. Okay. And SRP E57 Presage. $425 retail. You already know I did not pay that. Does it have the sticker? Yes, it has the sticker on it. Okay, let's get this open. Now, in a previous video, I described these double fold clasps, deploying buckles from Seiko, and why, you know, I don't usually use them. But this watch comes with quick release, so I'm going to immediately, well, let's just get this thing on wrist and see. I'll show you why I don't like these deployings from Seiko. Let's get my buddy off. Put the buckle on there. This is the strap that I really love. If you didn't see that video when I was trying different straps on this watch, I'll link it in the description. But this thing is keeping great time. And I don't have the SUR 307 to sync with, and I'll explain a little bit about that later. Let's get into my trusty bagel straps. 2.0, I got a nicer bag for these straps. And let's get it on this ostrich strap from Vina Creations. Let's see. Okay. So I had this strap on the SUR 449, which is in a package right now. I have it for sale on auction on eBay right as we speak. So when that thing sells, I'm gonna ship it off right away. I like to get my packages out from items that I sell and get it to the buyer as quickly as possible. Just like I like to get my stuff right away. I like buying everything online, but then I have little patience waiting on it. So I'm tracking it every 2 minutes, updating the tracking, hitting update. So I guess I removed this tag, but I guess I could just put it back on if I need to. But let's see. Let's get this thing polished up. Just a little wipe on it. Get it on wrist. These Vina Creation straps, I really like them. I think I'm up to 6 now. I have another one that I'm waiting on, another light brown ostrich that I was gonna replace this one with. This seems to be light brown, so. But here it is on the green. Let me know what you think about that. I like this thing. So let me well, let's just see how it wears on my 7-inch wrist. You know what? That's not so bad. And so what I was on the gate about ordering this watch because it's listed at 38.5 millimeters. You know, I just felt that maybe it would be too small for my wrist. And sometimes in some of the videos that I saw about this watch and doing my research and my investigations, they commented that for a person with a 7-inch wrist, maybe it would be a little bit too small, whatever like that. So I was on the gate for a few months, but then I said to myself, these are 39.5 millimeters listed, and that's just 1 millimeter, which we all know can make a huge difference when it comes to watches. And looking at these both side by side, you know, you can definitely tell that this one's a bit smaller. But they say, well, you know, it wears like a this, or it wears like a 40, or it wears like a 36. You know, what does that mean? Well, I think I figured it out. So I'm going to use this watch to explain a little bit. When I bought this watch, on paper, on the spec sheet, it said 39.3 millimeters in diameter and 11.1 millimeters in thickness. Now this watch is 39.5 or 39.5 millimeters diameter and 11.8 millimeters thickness. And I'm saying to myself, this watch is gonna wear much thinner than my Presage watches, you know, my Presage dress watches. And when I got it, I looked at it from this angle and I'm like, wait a minute, that thing looks a bit thicker than the Presage watches. And then I figured it out. I laid them down on a flat surface. I got out a piece of paper, put it over top. I tried to do it like, you know, like this to see which one was going to lean which way. It got a level, all of that. I did the gymnastics trying to figure this out. And what I figured out is it's visual. It's the perception of it. So for instance, this watch, I don't know. I'm going to move this one out of the way. I don't know exactly, but I would guess about 2, maybe even more millimeters of that thickness is due to the glass. And then the way the case is designed here, if you look at this case, it's designed in a very thin, with a very thin case side. So if you compare it to this one, the case side on the SRPE, this one, is much thinner, going from the lugs all the way across to the other lug. And on the sharp edge, is much wider. And so that makes for the appearance of this watch to sit a bit taller. Even though the sapphire crystal on this watch is flat, see that? That crystal is just, it's almost like half the watch. So the perception, let's do it like this. When you put it on your wrist, the Seiko 075, I'm sitting there, you know, admiring the watch, and then, you know, most of us, we just look at it this way. But then when you look at it down your arm this way, let me stand up so we can really get it. When you look at it down your arm this way, you know, it's sitting kind of tall there, you know? And then if you do it like this, where some of your arm meat is obscuring the sides of the case, the exhibition case back, it, you know, it seems to hug the wrist and look really good. And the same thing goes for the crown side. So then if I go and throw this watch on, let's do it like this. Let's put them both on, same wrist. Go double wristed right now. And this is the reason why I DQ'd myself from that one watch challenge, because I knew this watch was coming in and I didn't know if they was going to disqualify me for putting this watch on my wrist and shooting this video. But whatever. This is more important to me than some. I don't even know what you win in that contest. I just knew I had to do a watches, so I was down. But if I put it like this, see, now you can see, look at the case side of this watch. See if I could get that. And then look at this watch. The bezel goes all the way to the top, whereas on this one, the glass is what's on top. So when we do the whole looking down the barrel of your arm view, if you want to call it that, on this one, stand up. It appears much slimmer. You know, when you're looking down this side like that, you know, it appears much slimmer than it really is, because the perception, you're just seeing that glass on it. And I'm just gonna dumb off for a second because my first time seeing this watch in person. Wow, I think it looks great on that strap too. The green. I know I do the straps and the dials kind of matchy. Got these two. Got the blue and then the brown. But that thing is nice. Let me know what you think. And look at that dial. Look at the pattern. That's one thing that really drew me to this watch. Not only the pattern in the dial, but also the, I haven't even set the time or the date yet. Also the gold, the numerals. And those gold numbers, if I remember, they're sort of patinaed a bit. So almost like these. I haven't, let's see, does it play in the light that way? I don't know. This one I know it plays with the light really nicely. See that? Those numerals. So, you know, I'm looking at another watch, the SZSB14. It's a black dial. Some are calling it the predecessor to the SARB, I think 035, I'm not sure, but it's an automatic JDM watch, and they're really inexpensive right now. It seems like they're just trying to get rid of them, but the dimensions on that watch, this is what gave me the idea for this video. The dimensions on that watch is very, very similar to this, and it has a domed crystal. So this one is 13 millimeters thick and 39.4 millimeters in diameter, but it wears like a 40. And I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna just try this. My son just went to the bathroom. I'm gonna try to steal his watch real quick. Hang on. Okay, let's see if we could do this real quick. Okay, so this is the SRP E57 that I gave to him. Still has it in the box. And another thing that got me thinking about this, you know, this subject is this watch. This watch, I love this watch, and I might have to take it back. But this watch is listed on paper on the spec sheet as 40 millimeter, which it is, but it wears more like a 38 millimeter watch because of the dial. The dial, and then you have the chapter ring, and then where the indices are more concentrated toward the middle, or they're pushed toward the middle of the dial. So when you look at this watch, your eye is going straight to that dial where the indices are, and you're missing a good chunk of the watch here that makes up that's taking up the real estate for the 40 millimeter width. So for instance, this watch here is 39 millimeters, and it's also a black watch, or maybe a charcoal gray dial. But this one appears smaller because of the dial. And then here you have a 39 millimeter watch, which appears larger. And that's because this bezel is so thin. So I figured this out quite a while ago. And man, I'm missing this thing. I figured it out a while ago when I was looking at those Seiko 5s, the smaller ones. And I was noticing that the ones that, even though the ones I was looking at were all about 37 millimeters in diameter, some of them look bigger. They look like they would wear bigger because of the bezel, because of the way some of them had a smaller bezel, like this one. So it appeared to be a larger watch. And the way the face was laid out, like this one, those indices go pretty much to the edge of the chapter ring, and with the hands reaching all the way out to the edge of the chapter ring, it just makes visually this watch appear much bigger. So I hope that helped anybody out that was wondering the same thing I was wondering. And so my bagel straps, the ones that I got after that video, as soon as I wrapped up that last video, the one I did on the I'm about to do it again, SPB 165 or SARC 075, showing it on straps. These two came. Actually, another burgundy came. It was a Crazy Horse oiled leather, and for the watch I was gonna use it for and the purpose I was gonna use it for, it wasn't as dressy as, say, this genuine alligator that I got from Finer Creations. So I got that. And then this suede one, I have a video I wear suede a lot when I dress casual, business casual. So this was a no-brainer. Very comfortable strap. They both were really cheap. I think this one was 22 bucks or 20 bucks. I ended up paying like 67 cents for it because I had some credits, some points or whatever. And this one, I think this is a Benchmark Basics. Yeah, I think I paid 20 for this one. So well worth it. Both quick release, and they look good. They look good when I wear my. I have a video with me wearing burgundy shoes, and I wanted a burgundy strap to go with those shoes. So you know, just a little pop of color on the wrist, and I'll be doing that with these. So yeah, but back to this guy. Wow. I mean, let me get the time right on this thing. Let's see. Okay. And if, as far as that one watch challenge, I just couldn't do it. Sometimes I change my watches 4 or 5 times a day. I'm spending most of my time here around the house, so I just sometimes just look at my watch box and pick up a watch and throw it on wrist, and you know, just have it on and go outside upstairs for a little bit, come back. And this watch is running really well. Let me check it against atomic time and see how it's doing. I still haven't wound it, so let's go. Okay, I just grabbed one of my trusty emergency survival situation phones. The ones that I don't care what happens to it. And let's look at the time here. So that says 11:50. I wonder if that is the correct time. Let me get another watch. This one's saying 11:50. 4:25 right now. Yeah, this isn't right, so let's just get rid of that thing. This one is accurate, so let's see. One of my commenters posted on the video where I was introducing this watch. I think it was the one that I was comparing this one with the SUR 307. I guess she saw how much I liked it, and I think her name is Lady McLeod. I'm probably butchering her name, but I'm gonna see if I could tag her in this video and get the correct pronunciation. But anyway, her comment was something like "Goodbye SUR 307" when she saw this. So she called it. I love that watch still, but I'd rather it go to someone that's really gonna enjoy it more. As I, get to know this watch a little bit better. But as you can see, it's running about four seconds fast at the moment. So it's not bad. Throughout the day on wrist, I found that this loses time. So by the time I get ready to put it down, it'll probably be behind 2 seconds or 3 maybe. Then I put it in the box and, go to bed. When I wake up in the morning, it's right on time. So maybe even fast a couple of seconds, but I don't have to worry about winding it. And my next test is going to be doing what a lot of people say, wearing it all week and then taking it off Friday evening and putting it here in its spot in my case, and then not picking it up again until Monday morning. So that'll be a good 3 days, whatever, and see how, much time, how to keep time without being wound by wearing it on my hand. But there's a new spot for this guy, so let's get it wound. So today's the 22nd, so let's go 1 click out, and give me 1 second. Okay, since I'm gonna be changing the date, let me make sure I have it to a time where it's not gonna mess anything up. So let's put it to say 5 o'clock. All right, around 5 o'clock. Okay, so let's go 1 click out and let's change the date to, what's the date? 22nd, 21st. Yeah. And then let's go 2 clicks out. And 21st. Wow, this is a real positive feeling, winding this thing. 22nd, okay. Oh man, I missed it. I was looking at my stupid fingernails. My wife is like, look how filthy your fingernails are in these videos. I'm like, they're not looking at my fingernails, but you know, she got me self-conscious about that. Okay, so I already went to the 22nd. So let me do that again. I'm gonna do something. Put it around 5 o'clock again, since it's gonna be noon. So I'm gonna go 1 click back in and counterclockwise go back to the 21st. I'm curious. I'll probably see it again when I rewatch this video, but just for right now, I want to make sure, because I probably won't be messing with this anymore. 19, 20, 21, and see, she got me looking at this. Okay. Now we're gonna go 2 clicks out, and then wind it around until we get to see the date change. Okay, there it's starting. It started about what, 10:30? Boom. Oh, it's almost there, right on 12. Okay, so that'll be midnight on 22nd. So then it's gonna be 12 exactly in a few seconds. So let's try to get it. Let's see. Let's get it there. Go back a little bit and get it to start. Let's wind it a little bit. And let's pull out at 12. Boom. And then get it directly on 12. Those hands are lining up real nicely, I think. And go. Yep. Seems to be right on. Let's see. Yep. Synced with this watch. SUR 517. This one is up for sale also. I'm hoping it doesn't go, but if it does, you know, whatever. I'm sure there'll be space for another one. So let's give this some winds. 1, 2, and yeah. So the main purpose of my watches, for me at least, is for dress occasions. You know, so I didn't like, at first I wasn't too sure about the numerals on this watch. You know, I see a dressy watch as a watch without numerals, you know, so but then when I got this one, I said, well, this one doesn't have numerals, you know, save for the date, and it's not really a dress watch. I mean, it could pass in a dress situation in a pinch, but it's more of a everyday watch, you know, best go anywhere, do anything watch, you know. And oh, and I also said in that other video about that watch that the only other option was, at least for the Seiko brand, was an automatic go anywhere, do anything watch, was the SARB. But those SZSB watches, I think there's 3 or 4 of them that have loom. They do have a Cyclops, you know, the glass over the date, so that it'll make the date a little larger, magnifying glass or whatever you want to call it. People call them Cyclops. But and the hands, I don't know if I like them. The loom looks good on them, but I just don't. I like the one without the loom, the style of that watch, much better. So, but as far as on wrist, you tell me. I mean, in a dressy situation, historically, men's dress watches were really small. You know, some down as small as 33, 34 millimeters. So I think my wrist size is about average. I'm 6'4". Can't even speak. I'm 6'4". So, you know, with the long arms and big feet and all of that, those smaller watches, in my opinion, look kind of dainty on my wrist. But this one, I think it'll work. Doesn't look too small. And for a dress occasion, just imagine a shirt cuff and maybe the suit jacket cuff or sweater or whatever. I think that's gonna work. I'm really happy with this so far. So let's do one thing. Man, this is sticky here today in New York. Let me get that sticker off. Let's see. I'm gonna do this. Since I did the unboxing, I was thinking about coming out with a whole series of unbagging videos where a lot of stuff I order comes in bags. So go ahead, buddy, you can go. I don't think they'll mind a little bit of noise. Plus, I stole your watch. I borrowed it for the video. All right, let's see. Let's get this sticker going. Let's see if my fingernail can do it. Am I gonna have to get that knife? Is there even a, yeah, there's a sticker there. Come on, guy. Yeah, there's a sticker there, all right. Let's get it. Here we go. Well, it's not coming off as cleanly as I would have liked, but let's try this. Let's get the blade. I don't know, is that even a factory sticker? The factory stickers. Maybe it's the heat. Yeah, that's coming off right. Okay. And boom. Ooh, that's the first time that this watch is gonna be without the wrist print on it. No matter how much you polish it, I find you never can get these things as clean as they were when you first get them. I mean, you need a microscope or something, but that gold rotor, even though we don't get to see it, really complements this style watch, especially with the gold. If you're showing it off, you got gold in the front, and you got gold in the back. It's a really nice watch. Let's get it a pillow. So I'm gonna keep an eye on this watch and see, you know, how it's running. Maybe test it. If you want to see my free, cheap way of testing the accuracy of your watch, I'll link it in the description. And we're gonna give him a spot. Let's see. I'm gonna give him a spot up here with the dressier watches. Boom. So, and then this guy, I'm gonna give him a spot down here with the chronograph. So as the collection stands right now, I've got 4 or 5 automatic watches and 2 quartz left. This one quartz has sapphire and this one automatic has sapphire. I haven't had any issues with the Hardlex crystals on my watches. I will say that when I get out of my car, many times wearing this watch and then just today wearing this watch, the seatbelt buckle sometimes makes contact with the watch and you hear that clank or that clink or whatever. As long as it's not a crack or a crunch, I guess it's okay. But these watches are metal, so they should be fine. And I have another watch over there. I'll just grab it real quick. It's in this box, packed up and ready to go. There's no label on it yet, but this is the SUR 449, the green and gold watch that I've had in this position, I believe. And now I have a spot for another watch. Like I said, I'm looking at the SZSB 014 which is an automatic watch. I don't know. I put some offers out there for it, and hopefully one of my offers get accepted. That watch retails for $550. It was made and sold for the Japan market, but you can get them here in the United States now. On Amazon, the prices are ridiculous, you know, upwards of $400, but you can find them brand new for the $200 range. So if I could get it for around 200, between 2 and 250, you know, I'll check it out, because I'm not totally sold on it. I imagine it on a leather strap. I'll probably put it on, it's a black dial with the gold gild, so I'll probably put it, if I get it, on this black vintage leather strap for now. But you know, I'll you know, update you if and when I get that or whatever. Maybe I should just take my son's advice and just wait until I see something that really grabs me, which, you know, every watch that I have had in this box so far, I really liked, and I still really do like them. And what keeps that going is by me pulling them out of this box from time to time, just putting them on wrist and enjoying them. So this one goes back on wrist for now. Actually, I'm gonna wear this one for a little bit. I'm gonna go outside in the sun and see how it looks. Wow, this thing is really tight. These Vinyl Creation straps have some really tight tolerances, but I like that. And I took the deploying buckles off of all of my straps, because I realized that they made the strap a little bit bigger overall on the underside, whereas these buckles are really small and lend to the more dressy nature of the watches, the way they wear and so forth. So I still have them, but you see, it's just tighter in there with just a buckle and not a huge deployant. Even though you don't see most of it up here, but it protrudes, it makes the watch stick up a lot more with all those gadgetries going on under the wrist. So there it is, Seiko SRP E45, and I think that thing is gorgeous. Let me know what you think, and feel free to leave me a comment, like the video so that other people can see this, and hit the subscribe button. If you see these videos that I've been putting out and you see something you like, hit the subscribe button. Maybe you might see something that you like, and go back and watch some of my other videos. You know, I may ramble on and on, but I like to say that I drop a jewel or two now and again. They're interwoven within my videos, so you might have to look to find it. But I appreciate you all coming and hanging out with me, and all of you that you know, hit me up in the comments. I really appreciate that too. I read each and every one of my comments, and even if you just want to say hey or what's up, you know, show some love in the comments. And so this is Big Briss TV, and until the next episode, peace.